Welcome to Worthy AI Daily, where wisdom meets innovation and purpose leads the way.
There are just some evenings that don't seem extraordinary while you're living them. Then you wake up the next morning and realize you were standing inside a memory you'll carry for the rest of your life. Yesterday was one of those evenings for me. For the past several months, I've spent a lot of time talking about artificial intelligence, how it can help businesses, how it can simplify work, how it can automate repetitive tasks, how it can help us reclaim precious hours in our day. Yesterday, I stopped talking about it and I lived it. By the end of the afternoon, the work was finished, the podcast had been recorded, the newsletter was written, the articles had been published, the images had been created. I closed my computer. It felt like time had finally slowed down long enough for us to enjoy a moment we'd been waiting for. My daughter needed to run an errand, so we climbed into the car together. While we were out, we realized we were close to another daughter, so we picked her up too. There was no rush. There was no feeling that I needed to hurry back to my desk. We simply enjoyed being together. And when we came home, the best part of my day began. Someone suggested making cookies. Before long, there was flour on the counters. There was music playing through the house, laughter echoing through the kitchen. It was just beautiful. The kind of laughter that reminds you home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. As I looked around, I remembered thinking, Lord, thank you. Not because anything extraordinary was happening, but because I was fully there for it all. Then my 27-year-old daughter looked at me and smiled. Mom, can I try your wedding dress? I had just brought it back from Texas because she's getting married. Life has been really busy. The schedules had been full. But somehow, time had finally slowed down long enough for us to enjoy a moment we'd been waiting for. So we carefully went and got the dress. It was so neat to bring it out. As we opened it, she slipped it on. She looked in the mirror and then she began to twirl. Not because anyone asked her to. Not because there was a camera recording. She just twirled because joy has a way of doing that. The rest of us just stood there smiling, watching a daughter imagine one of the most beautiful days of her own life while wearing the dress that had been part of one of the most beautiful days of mine. It wasn't about the dress. It was about the generations it represented. Then something happened that caught me completely off guard. My 23-year-old daughter quietly picked up my wedding veil. She placed it on her head. She smiled. And suddenly, I wasn't looking at my 23-year-old daughter anymore. I saw my little girl, 3 years old, 4 years old, 6 years old, running through the house wearing that very same veil, pretending to be a bride, laughing, spinning, dreaming. She smiled that exact same smile. She twirled that exact same twirl. And for just a moment, time folded in on itself. That little girl was still there. She'd simply grown into an incredible young woman. And I realized something every parent eventually learns. Our children never really stop being our little ones. They simply keep becoming more of who they
were always meant to be. Earlier that afternoon, one of the reasons we'd gone out together was because that same daughter wanted to buy herself an iPad and a keyboard. For years, she's filled journals with poetry. Now she wanted to begin transferring those words into a place where she could continue growing as a writer. So, while cookies baked, while music played in the background, and while her sisters laughed together, she sat quietly at the dining room table, typing. Every few minutes she'd stop, she'd smile, and she'd say, "Mom, can I read this one?" She'd read a poem. Then she'd look over at her sisters. "Can I share this one with y'all?" Every single time they stopped, they listened. They smiled. They encouraged her. They celebrated her words. And as a mom, I don't know if I can really fully describe what that felt like. I wasn't just listening to my daughter's poetry. I was watching these three beautiful sisters make space for one another. One daughter celebrating another, one dream making room for another dream. No competition, no distractions, just love. And standing there, I found myself thinking, this is gold. That's when it hit me. Yesterday wasn't really about artificial intelligence. It was about margin. It was about presence. It was about finally having enough room in one ordinary evening for life to surprise me. AI didn't bake the cookies. AI didn't laugh with my daughters. AI didn't watch my 27-year-old daughter twirl around in a wedding dress like I once did. AI didn't remind me what my 23-year-old daughter looked like as a little girl wearing my veil. AI didn't stop and listen while she courageously shared years of poetry she's carried inside journals. AI didn't create the love that filled our kitchen, that filled my house, but AI did help create the margin that allowed me to be there for it. And maybe, just maybe, we've been asking the wrong question. Instead of asking, what can AI do? Maybe we should be asking, what becomes possible when we use it wisely? If technology gives us back even a few moments, I hope we spend them wisely and spend them well. I hope we notice the people sitting around the table. I hope we say yes to one more errand, one more conversation, one more story, one more dance in the kitchen, because someday those ordinary evenings may become the memories we treasure the most. Last night, after everyone had gone home and the house grew quiet, I found myself thinking about the evening. There were no awards, no promotions, no headlines, just one ordinary evening with my daughters. And yet, I have a feeling that years from now, none of us will remember what I accomplished on my computer that day. But I think we'll remember the cookies, the laughter, the wedding dress, the veil, the poetry. We'll remember that for one beautiful evening. It felt like time had finally slowed down long enough for us to enjoy a moment we'd been waiting for. If that's what wise technology can help make possible, then I think it's worthy. I'm Laura de la Rosa, and this is Worthy AI Daily.
Every day's a chance to learn. Every day's a chance to grow. Together we'll discover as we build a better way.